26% has been applied. Only pharma right now is out of the ambit, and copper exports. Semiconductors we don't export anyways. Lumber we don't send to the US. We send some of the plywood type of things, so I don't know if that will come in. Those sectoral tariffs will come very soon, expecting 25% on pharma as well. Overall, it is $80 billion of Indian exports into the US, which will get taxed at 26% extra. So either the US consumer pays for it, or our companies reduce their margins to be competitive, or there is some middle path, some distribution margins are reduced. What we know is that US retailers and US factories have been asking Indian companies to front end. They have front loaded their demand. And right from November onwards, excess material has been going into the US. So impact will not come for the next couple of months, but it will start flowing through very soon. The tariffs come due on 9th April. So hardly any time for negotiation. So it's a done deal. And then we go ahead and try and negotiate it down to the 10% baseline. Markets have turned volatile. So last night when Trump started speaking, our futures were up about 0.5%, the gift nifty, and now it's more than 1% down. So 1.5% impact, which is not much. Japan opened 4% down this morning. Vietnam, their country ETF was down 10% last night in US trading. Market has opened 3.6% down. So we are seeing a sea of red across markets. China still is able to absorb this because on the scale of the Chinese economy, on an $18 trillion economy, you are seeing a threat to about 500 billion. People are saying they'll be able to manage this. So Chinese markets not so impacted, but Indian markets definitely will see 1.5%, 2% cut. The bigger risk is that the flows will get impacted. So as the world becomes more isolationist, we were expecting FPIs, the foreign investors, to return in force by May, June. That gets postponed. So maybe 2-3 months of disruption for the Indian markets also. But our domestic macro story, our domestic consumption story is strong. And that's what the focus area will come back to. Exporters will get sold out until we get some realistic number on the tariffs. Say we come down to 10% for all tariffs out of India. That's a negotiation, and it could take 6 months to 12 months to happen. So exporters will go out of favor in the markets. Yeah, but on a competitive basis, say Bangladesh is facing 37%, Vietnam is facing 46%, China is facing 34 plus 20, 54% tariffs. So we stay competitive. And the goods we are supplying to the US, we are globally competitive. It destroys the margins of those companies if the end customer panics and just stops buying, especially gems, jewelry, textile kind of things could take an impact. The intermediate goods, so the nuclear reactor inputs that we send out, those are needed. So that they have no other alternative in the immediate term. Those should not be impacted. Again, pharma, $8 billion of pharma products that we send, that keeps the US healthcare market running. So it will be self-defeating, but they are looking at Ireland, which exports about $100 billion worth of pharma products. You saw Switzerland getting 31% tariffs yesterday. Again, Switzerland is a big source of pharma products. Germany is a big source. We come fourth. So these three are the major ones which they are going to attack through pharma tariffs. So our companies will need to look at other markets. Second, they will need to look at efficiencies to try and absorb some of this. Third, they will have to go up the value chain to entice the US consumer to buy more at a higher price. I think those are the three measures, but that takes time. You can't do it in 7 days. So I would say this is the worst of the worst scenarios, the worst case scenarios that we had projected. We had thought a 10% global tariff would come, and that would, we would have to deal with that. But something like 26% coming out of the blue would have shaken up a lot of the companies. We had tariff war rooms in most of the companies. They were looking through this. Automobile component guys got a 25% tariff. Already they were rejigging their business models. Now, a lot of these companies, from gems to textiles to engineering to electronics and to pharma, will have to relook at their business models.